Pop music, short for popular music, has been the soundtrack of our lives for decades. It is ever-evolving, reflecting cultural shifts, technological advancements, and changing tastes. From the crooners of the early 20th century to today's diverse global stars, pop music has constantly reinvented itself, captivating audiences worldwide. This essay explores the fascinating journey of pop music over the past 70 years, highlighting key artists, trends, and cultural impacts. The 1950s marked the birth of rock and roll, a genre that would forever change the landscape of popular music. Elvis Presley, with his charismatic stage presence and fusion of country, blues, and gospel, became the undisputed king of rock and roll. His energetic performances and rebellious spirit resonated with a generation yearning for something new and exciting. The invention of the transistor radio in the 1950s played a crucial role in the dissemination of pop music. This portable device allowed teenagers to listen to their favorite tunes outside their homes, further solidifying pop music's place in youth culture. The 1950s witnessed the emergence of rock and roll, a genre that would forever alter the course of popular music. This new sound, a fusion of country, blues, and gospel, captivated a generation hungry for something fresh and exhilarating. At the forefront of this musical revolution stood Elvis Presley, the undisputed king of rock and roll. Presley's electrifying performances, marked by his signature hip movements and passionate vocals, sent shockwaves through the conservative 1950s. His music, including hits like Hound Dog and Jailhouse Rock, became anthems for a generation yearning for self-expression and freedom. Beyond Elvis, other iconic artists emerged during this era, shaping the soundscape of early rock and roll. Chuck Berry, with his infectious guitar riffs and storytelling lyrics, and Little Richard, known for his flamboyant style and powerful vocals, left an indelible mark on the genre. Buddy Holly, with his boy-next-door charm and catchy melodies, further broadened rock and roll's appeal. This era witnessed the rise of the teenager as a distinct cultural force, and rock and roll became synonymous with teenage rebellion and youthful exuberance. The music challenged societal norms and gave voice to a generation eager to break free from tradition. The 1960s witnessed a seismic shift in the landscape of pop music, with the British invasion and the rise of Motown records. The Beatles, hailing from Liverpool, England, took the world by storm with their catchy melodies, innovative songwriting, and undeniable charm. Their music, from the early days of Love Me Do to the psychedelic experimentation of Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band, transcended geographical boundaries and cultural differences. The Rolling Stones, another British band, offered a grittier, blues-influenced alternative to the Beatles' pop sensibilities. Their raw energy and rebellious attitude appealed to a generation questioning authority and societal norms. Meanwhile, in the United States, Motown Records in Detroit, Michigan was cultivating a new sound that would come to define soul music. Artists like Marvin Gaye, The Supremes, and Stevie Wonder captivated audiences with their smooth vocals, sophisticated arrangements, and socially conscious lyrics. Motown's music crossed racial barriers, becoming a soundtrack for the civil rights movement and a testament to the power of music to unite. The 1960s saw pop music becoming increasingly intertwined with social and political movements. Folk music, led by artists like Bob Dylan and Joan Baez, provided a voice for the counterculture movement, addressing issues such as war, civil rights, and social justice. The 1970s was a decade of diverse musical landscapes, from the infectious beats of disco to the introspective lyrics of singer-songwriters. Disco, with its pulsating rhythms and emphasis on orchestration, dominated dance floors worldwide. Donna Summer, the undisputed queen of disco, ignited the charts with hits like Love to Love You Baby and I Feel Love, becoming synonymous with the genre's sensual energy. Alongside disco's exuberance, the 1970s witnessed the rise of singer-songwriters who bared their souls through deeply personal and often confessional lyrics. Carole King, with her landmark album, Tapestry, captured the complexities of love, loss, and self-discovery. James Taylor, with his soothing vocals and introspective songwriting, provided a soundtrack for a generation grappling with change and uncertainty. This era also saw the emergence of glam rock, a genre characterized by flamboyant costumes, theatrical performances, and a fusion of rock and pop sensibilities. David Bowie, with his androgynous alter ego Ziggy Stardust, pushed boundaries and challenged conventional notions of gender and identity. Queen, led by the operatic vocals of Freddie Mercury, blended rock, opera, and theatricality, creating a sound that was both epic and intimate. 1980s, MTV and the rise of synth-pop. The 1980s ushered in a new era for pop music, largely shaped by the advent of MTV or music television. MTV revolutionized the way music was consumed, shifting the focus from audio to visuals. Music videos became an integral part of an artist's success, transforming the industry into a more visual and performance-driven landscape. Synth-pop, characterized by its use of synthesizers, drum machines, and electronic sounds, dominated the airwaves and MTV. Artists like Duran Duran, with their stylish videos and catchy hooks, and Depeche Mode, known for their darker, more experimental sound, became synonymous with the 1980s aesthetic. This decade also witnessed the rise of megastars like Michael Jackson and Madonna, who captivated audiences with their groundbreaking music videos, innovative stage shows, and undeniable charisma. Jackson's Thriller album, with its elaborate music videos and groundbreaking choreography, became the best-selling album of all time, solidifying his status as the king of pop. Madonna, with her provocative lyrics, constantly evolving image, and fearless exploration of sexuality, challenged societal norms and became a cultural icon. Her music videos, often controversial and always visually arresting, pushed the boundaries of what was considered acceptable in mainstream pop music. 1990s, global pop and the boy band boom. The 1990s witnessed the globalization of pop music, with artists from around the world breaking into the mainstream. The decade began with the rise of grunge, a subgenre of rock that originated in Seattle, Washington. Nirvana, led by the enigmatic Kurt Cobain, became the voice of a generation with their raw, angst-ridden music and anti-establishment attitude. The mid-1990s saw the resurgence of boy bands and girl groups, reminiscent of earlier decades but with a 1990s twist. The Backstreet Boys and *NSYNC dominated the charts with their synchronized dance moves, catchy pop tunes, and carefully crafted images. Similarly, the Spice Girls, with their girl power anthem and distinct personalities, became global icons, empowering young girls worldwide. Hip-hop, which emerged in the 1970s, continued to gain mainstream acceptance and influence in the 1990s. Artists like Tupac Shakur and the Notorious Big brought gangsta rap to the forefront, while others like Mariah Carey and TLC incorporated hip-hop elements into their pop sound. The 1990s also saw the rise of female singer-songwriters like Alanis Morissette and Sheryl Crow, who challenged gender norms with their raw, confessional lyrics and alternative rock sound. These artists paved the way for a new generation of female musicians who were unafraid to express their vulnerability and individuality. 2000s, the digital revolution and pop-punk. The 2000s marked a turning point in the music industry with the advent of digital music and the rise of file-sharing platforms like Napster. The way music was consumed and distributed underwent a radical transformation, posing challenges and opportunities for artists and record labels alike. Pop-punk, a genre that blended the energy of punk rock with the catchy melodies of pop music, rose to prominence in the early 2000s. Bands like Blink-182, Green Day, and Good Charlotte captured the angst and frustrations of a generation coming of age in a post-9/11 world. Hip-hop continued to dominate the charts, with artists like Eminem, Jay-Z, and Beyoncé pushing creative boundaries and becoming global superstars. Eminem, known for his controversial lyrics and complex rhyme schemes, became one of the best-selling artists of the decade. The rise of reality singing competitions like American Idol and The X Factor provided a new platform for aspiring singers to showcase their talents. These shows became cultural phenomena, launching the careers of artists like Kelly Clarkson, Carrie Underwood, and Leona Lewis. 2010s streaming, genre blending, and social media. The 2010s witnessed the dominance of streaming services like Spotify and Apple Music, fundamentally changing how we consume and discover music. The album era gave way to the single-driven market, as listeners gravitated towards curated playlists and personalized listening experiences. Genre blending became increasingly prevalent, with artists seamlessly fusing elements of pop, hip-hop, electronic dance music, and R&B. Drake, a rapper, singer, and songwriter, became the poster child for this trend, topping the charts with his genre-bending hits. Social media platforms like Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook became indispensable tools for artists to connect with fans, promote their music, and build their brands. Artists could directly engage with their audience, bypassing traditional media outlets and controlling their narratives. The 2010s also saw the rise of K-pop, short for Korean pop music, as a global phenomenon. Groups like BTS and Blackpink amassed massive fandoms worldwide, thanks to their catchy tunes, synchronized dance routines, and sophisticated music videos. 2020s, hyperpop, TikTok, and the future of pop. The 2020s have ushered in a new era of hyperconnectivity, further blurring the lines between artists and fans. Hyperpop, a genre characterized by its maximalist production, distorted vocals, and eclectic influences, gained traction, reflecting the fast-paced, digitally saturated world we live in. TikTok, a short-form video-sharing platform, emerged as a major force in music discovery and promotion. Songs went viral overnight, launching the careers of emerging artists and breathing new life into older tracks. TikTok challenges traditional notions of what constitutes a hit, as snippets of songs often gain more traction than full-length tracks. The 2020s have also witnessed a greater emphasis on inclusivity and representation in pop music. Artists from diverse backgrounds, sexual orientations, and gender identities are breaking barriers and using their platforms to advocate for social justice and equality. Section 10. The Ever-Changing Soundscape. Pop music's journey over the past 70 years has been a testament to its adaptability, resilience, and enduring appeal. From the birth of rock and roll to the rise of streaming and social media, pop music has constantly evolved, reflecting cultural shifts, technological advancements, and changing tastes. As we look to the future, one thing remains certain: pop music will continue to surprise, challenge, and captivate us, providing a soundtrack for our lives and a reflection of our times.